Today we're doing lesson 2, nope, that's wrong, module 2, lesson 18. And if you take a look at the learning goal for today, it says use what I know about math facts to estimate quotients. What do you notice? It's the same as yesterday. We're spending another day really learning how to estimate and how to use what we know about math facts, which is a good thing because looking at the exit tickets yesterday, I could see that we really could use another day of practice with this concept. In this case, our divisor is 38. When we estimate, are we finding an exact amount? No. But do we want our estimate to be as close as possible to the real answer? So let me ask you a question. Is 38 closer to 30 or to 40? 40. So 40 is a closer estimate. So let's round 38, our divisor, to 40. Now that means our whole, we're going to want it to be compatible or math fact, something that's easily divisible by 40. What's the closest thing that could be divisible? You know, 874 rounds up to 900. Is 900 compatible to 40? No, because 9 and 4 are not compatible. If I round it down to 800, is that compatible with 40? But is that close to 874?
No.
Is there something closer that's easily divisible by 40?
Yeah.
Nithya? Well, we just said 800 is a choice, but is it the best choice?
No.
We also said 900 is my other end, but that's not compatible with 40, so let's not do that one. 800, could I do 800 divided by 40?
Yeah.
I could, but there's a better choice. Jonathan? 880. Do you guys see how 880 is closer to 874?
Yeah.
Is 880 or 88, is it compatible with 40?
Yeah.
Could I easily do 88 divided by 4 in my head?
Yeah.
So I'm going to choose these two. I'm going to choose my whole to be 880 and my divisor to be 40. Now my new problem is 880 divided by 40. Now does my divisor begin with a 1? It begins with what digit? 4. That means I could split it up. I could say this is 880 divided by what? 10, and then divided by 4. So if I take care of this part first, what's 880 divided by 10? 88. And then I have divided by 4. What's 88 divided by 4? 22. So about how much did each DVD cost? $22. Okay, now we're going to do a game called Find the Fabulous Fails. Remember that we love it when we make mistakes, but we want to be able to find what the mistake is and how we can fix it and why we made that mistake. So these are actual numbers. These are actual answers that I took from your exit tickets yesterday. Okay? So let's think like a teacher. The problem was 913 divided by 31. Does it look like the person rounded each factor? Yeah. Does it look like they rounded the divisor first? No. Why not? Because 910 is not compatible with the divisor, right? So let's help them fix their mistake. Is 31 the divisor? Should we round it to 30? Is that pretty close?
Yeah.
Okay. So what would be a whole that's more compatible with 30? Nithya? 900. Okay, so if I did 900 divided by 30, how do I split that up? It'd be 900 divided by what? 10 divided by 3. So 900 divided by 10, here's another mistake. I'm going to do something else. Someone said 900 divided by 10 is 9 divided by 3. Is that correct? How would the decimal point move? It would be right here, right? So what's 900 divided by 10? 90. Well, if I have 90 things, I want to split them into 3 groups, how much would be in each group? 30. So a good estimate for this number would be 30. In this case, the problem was 151 divided by 39. Okay? They rounded the divisor. They said 39 rounds down to 30. And 151 is very close to 150. So 150 divided by 30 is 5. I agree with all of that math. But is this the best estimate we could make?
No.
Why or why not? Talk to your table groups. When we round the divisor first, what number should we round first? 151 or 39?
39.
Okay, I agree that that's the divisor. Is 30 close to 39?
Yeah.
It's not far, but is it the best estimate we could do?
No.
What would be a better estimate?
40.
Okay. In that case, if our rounded divisor is 40, is 150 compatible? Is it related in terms of math facts? No. In this case, what math facts do we want to think about? 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s, 11s, or 12s?
4.
4s. Okay. Is 15 a multiple of 4?
No.
But what is a multiple of 4? That's pretty close to 151. Ingrid? 16. So what number should we round the whole to? 160. In this case, 160 divided by 40 would be? 4. Okay. In this case, I saw that the person really did round the divisor first because 68 is close to 70. And then I could see them thinking about, which math fact should you think about if your divisor is 70? 7s, right? So they started thinking about their multiples of 7, and they said, 402 because, 420, because 42 is a multiple of 7. But is that the best number we could round the whole to?
No.
Is there something closer than our actual whole, 481? Andrew? Ooh, do you guys see how 490 is closer to our actual whole?
Yeah.
And so that will give us an estimate that is better because it is closer to the actual number. Okay? Does our divisor begin with a 1? No. It begins with a what? It begins with a what? 7. So does that mean we could split it up? In this case, we would have 490 divided by what? 10 divided by?
7.
Okay, so let's do this part first. What's 490 divided by 10? Okay, and then so we have 49 divided by 7, which is 7. So if I'm going to round the divisor first, I'm going to think, well, the divisor is pretty close to 40. And since I picked 40 as my divisor, what math fact should I be thinking about? 4s. So I can go 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Which one should we go with here? 20. Good. Now, is 20 close to 2,109? What about 200? No. What about 2,000?
Yes.
Okay. Do you see how we're still thinking about 20, but we're making it the version of 20? We're multiplying it by 10s until it gets close to our actual whole. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, here is another common mistake people are making. They're saying, okay, 20 divided by 4 is 5, and I have 3 zeros here, and I have 1 0 there, so that means I have 2 zeros left. Do you guys agree with that logic?
No.
Because the trick there is you're thinking about 20, right? Okay. This is a very common mistake that lots of people were making yesterday. I'm going to prove to you why writing it out and expanding your divisor will make it so you do not make this mistake. Okay? So if I were to write this out, it'd be 2,000 divided by what? 10 divided by what? 4. Okay. Now, if I have 2,000 divided by 10, what is that? 200. And then I have divided by 4. Okay. So if I have 20 divided by 4, what do I have? 5. And then how many zeros do I have left? 1. So is the answer 500 or is the answer 50? 50. Okay, so that's why it's very important to write out the expanded division. If we're going to round our divisor from 91 to 90, what math fact should we be thinking about? 9s. Okay, let's think about 9s. Let's count by 9s. Ready? Go. 9, 18, 27, 36. Should we stop?
No. Yes.
27 is pretty close to 26, which is the first two numbers of my whole. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so let's say 27. But I need to multiply it by 10 to get it closer. How many times should I multiply 27 by 10 to get it to my whole? 2 times. So I could say that these are the rounded wholes and divisors. Yes? Okay. Now, let's not make silly mistakes, and let's write out our division. Let's expand it. 2,700, we're going to keep the whole the same. And it's going to be divided by 10 or 100 or 1,000. What should it be? Okay, 10. And then divided by 9. Now, if we do this part first, 2,700 divided by 10, the decimal point's just going to shift 1 over, right? So the answer is 270 divided by 9. Now we can do 27 divided by 9, which is? And we have how many factors of 10? So what do I have to add? 1 0. Now I could say, oh, I'm done. The answer is 30. But Marvin knows every time we think we're done, what do we need to do? Read the question. What's the question asking? Estimate the number of apples in each box. So if I say 30, I would lose half a point because I need to write the units, which is apples. Good. Why do we estimate? Is it because we don't know how to do standard algorithm? No, but why do we estimate? Talk to your table group. Okay, as Helmi said, estimating helps us know the zone or around where our answer should be. Or what's another reason why we estimate?
So if we're doing like double digit or triple digit multiplication, there's lots of places where we can mess up. So then we can use estimation to check. Oh, did we get the product kind of close to
Estimation helps us make sure we didn't make any silly mistakes. Is estimation also easy to do in your head?
Yeah.
So sometimes in life, when you're just doing quick calculations and you don't need an exact amount, is it better just to do an estimation? Yes. So now that we know why we estimate, if we also know that the rest of this chapter is about dividing, let's just check in with each other. What does it mean to divide? Hold on. What does it mean to divide, and in what contexts, like what kinds of word problems or real life situations would you use division for? Talk to each other. There are two ways we use division in real life and therefore in math. Okay? Division could be used to share things equally. An example of this is if I say I have $100 and I'm going to divide it or share it equally amongst 5 people. How much money would each person get? $20. You see how I'm taking something, a total amount, and I'm sharing it equally amongst 5 people. Yes? Okay. Another way that we could think about division, by the way, if I did that when we're doing 100 divided by 5 equals 20, right? Because I have $100, I'm sharing it by 5 people equally, and each person gets $20. Yes?
Yes.
Do you agree that that's division?
Yeah.
Okay. The other way is not about sharing, it's about groups. Let's call it grouping. Okay? A situation where we would use this as grouping would be, I have $100 and I want to give each person $20. How many people can get money from me? How many people? 5. Because I had $100 all together. I want to give each person $20. So how many groups of people can get money? 5. Okay? So you can see that division can be thought of as sharing or grouping.